Hello and welcome to another episode of Dr. Ced Says. That's me, I'm Dr. Cedric Wood, right here in Dallas, Texas. September the 13th, 2025. And what is on our minds today? Still the shooting. I've already done one recording. That was terrible. It was horrible. It was unthinkable for a nice young man. Real high scores on IQ, got accepted into a program. Looks like he had a good mom and dad. And he still felt the need and drive to go get a rifle, climb up on the building, point it at a nice young man, married, beautiful wife, two beautiful kids, talking to a crowd that wanted to hear him speak, and thought the right thing to do was to pull the trigger and put a bullet into him, ending his life. Unthinkable. Unconscionable. And the world asks, why? How does this happen? Well, I wish I could go into the whole thinking on how that develops. One thing I'm going to say for sure, why aren't the newscasters, news networks, interviewing psychologists, family therapists, or maybe counselors? All right? Maybe a psychiatrist, but they usually don't understand this. And say, why would this young man do this? And the answer is always developmental personality. That's how the personality develops throughout his life. Now, what's really confusing here is it looks like his mom and dad are both wonderful people. Mormons, I guess they went to church. So this is very confusing. What odd thing happened in his childhood development that would make it to his brain that made him think that it's okay to shoot and kill someone? Now, what does that mean? If we actually put it on a bar graph, I came up with an acronym called IMACE. His integrity went to zero. His maturity went to zero. His adult ego state, right there, do you see it? Adult ego state, kind, caring, concerned, went to zero. C, character, zero. E, emotional intelligence, went to zero. How could all those positive parts of a young man's mind go to zero and instead have these parts rise up? Indifference, anger, desire to do harm, desire to cause a disability, desire to cause a death, egocentrism, maybe even narcissism. How did all those traits or characteristics shoot up, which would leave him saying, I know it's a good idea if I get a gun and go and kill him. Yeah, I won't be caught, so I don't have to go to prison for the rest of my life and maybe even put to death for punishment. Nah, that won't happen. You want to say, what is your IQ? Well, his was very high. Amazing. So it is confusing to all of us. How did that take place? There's no childhood trouble so far that we can point to. Just looking at him, you can see he's a nice guy, healthy. And so I would say to all parents, I don't care how healthy you are and how healthy you think all your kids are. Family therapy is something you might want to look into if you pick up on anything. Of course, most mental health professionals in the United States would say, go see a psychologist. Okay, go see a psychologist. A lot of others would say, well, go see a psychiatrist and maybe get on some meds. Well, if there's deep depression and anxiety, yes, that's the right thing to do. But I'm sorry, psychologists and psychiatrists usually don't delve into, sometimes yes, but usually don't delve into the wheres and wherefores of personality disorder development. So I have. And so I've gone through a real quick way of assessing what was going on. These positive characteristics all dropped, and the negative characteristics, disinterest, anger, need for retribution, righteous indignation, went way up. And so if we could catch a young man when they're in that place, we could get them into seeing a therapist. That's what I would propose. The young man who got angry pulled out a knife and stabbed and killed with no provocation a lovely young lady from Ukraine who moved here to the United States to be safe. I guess it's not that safe here in the United States. And they say, well, he's a schizophrenic. Okay, that's one word, one diagnosis. There's 10,000 words to describe what happened to him when he was born. Was his mother using drugs and drinking? And what happened to him? Was he left with various family members when he was 1, 2, and 3, 4 years old? Was his father around drinking? Was his father abusive as he grew up? Was his mother? It just goes on and on. We need to hear the story. Each and every shooter, it should be by law required that you tell the story. There was a young man here north of Dallas a couple of years ago that went into the Allen shopping mall and shot and killed 8 beautiful young people. And somebody mentioned that his parents, only spoke Spanish. Okay. There are people here in Texas that speak Spanish. Interview them. Not one word that his parents shared about his psychological development, his childhood history. Not one word. Why? I'm picking up on the fact that there's this sort of zeitgeist of protect the parents. And I think it's mostly parents that are behind this. Well, we don't want to be held accountable. We don't want to be we don't want our son being talked to about his mental health. Why not? Don't you love him? Then if a counselor sees that he's struggling, by golly, go and talk to him. Get him into your office. Find out what's going on. Give us a call, and we'll set up an appointment with family therapists like Dr. Wood, and we'll go and see him, and we'll all talk about what's going on, and we'll learn ways to correct what's going on. Okay? Well, today, September 13th, 25, I came up with a list right here of the different kinds of killers. I'm surprised that I've never seen this list anywhere on TV or on the internet. If anybody would help me get this published or interview me, I would love to talk about it. And this is just a list, but this is the beginning. This is a good beginning. There it is. I'll show it to you real quick, and then I'll bring it down. Number 1, school shooters. That's the one that we hear about the most. Dr. Langman, psychologist, has done a great job of writing about school shooters, kids who kill, and other mass shooters, kids that take guns to parties. Why are you taking your gun to a party? I've gone to a million parties. Not one time did I say, wait, I forgot my gun. Let me go get my gun and put it here for my trip to the party. Not one time. Leave the guns at home. Unbelievable. And so shots get fired, argument. We had a comedian here in Dallas down on Deep Ellum, did a great show, funny guy, walked out. Actually, he got hit by a car and was killed. But other people down there, innocent people, shot and killed. Leave the guns at home. I want to hear a rap song that says, shooting people is crazy, yeah. Leave the guns at home. Yeah. This is just ridiculous to kill people. We don't, where's the one that does not glorify killing somebody? I'd love to hear it. Okay, that's your job. Write that song. Let's keep people safe, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, serial killers. We're talking about the Gilgo Beach serial killer. He says he didn't do it, but they think he did. That's horrible. And there's been so many serial killers. Terrible whenever you think about it. Number 3, super angry momentary killers like the Arkansas hiking trail killer. What was he angry about? He was a school teacher. He taught school here in North Texas. Then he went to Arkansas. I think he was having a job coming up. Well, guess what? He's not in the class on Monday teaching? No, he's living in prison for the rest of his life. Why? Because he got angry. I don't know if it was jealousy. Something came together in his mind. He got a knife and killed two lovely parents right in front of their daughters. So it's hard enough to lose mom and dad, but to witness them being killed, it's unthinkable. And yet he thought that was the right thing to do. Well, I was angry. Okay, well, you were calmed down when you went and got your hair cut the next day. Couldn't you have calmed down that day? And the other one was the one that's in the news, and that's the North Carolina mass transit killer. Lovely young lady moved here to be safe from Ukraine, and he just gets angry and stands up and stabs her to death. Can anything be more horrible? All the deaths are horrible, but somebody so vulnerable and innocent couldn't fight back, came at her from behind. Come on. Pick somebody your own size, dude. Well, he's schizophrenic. Okay, that's one word. It's a diagnosis. And there's 10,000 words to describe his upbringing and his mental status, his mental state, his mental maneuverings that made him think that doing something like that was okay. There's so much more. But you'll hear all about it, of course, on the speeches and everything you'll see on C-SPAN 4. Right? C-SPAN 4, you know, the channel that's devoted to talking about all things psychological, therapy, counseling. Oh, that's right. Congress doesn't care about mental health. That's right. They haven't passed a law requiring C-SPAN 4. All things mental health. Oh, but we have C-SPAN 3, history. Well, I'm not going to I love history. I'm a big history fan. I read about the history of Greece and, Roman Empire all the time. But we are desperate to have a fourth channel talking about all things psychological that people could learn, okay? Now we have slow killers. That's totally unusual. And the one that's in the news recently is the dentist. So intelligent, he went and got his dental degree, had a successful dental practice. Why wasn't he happy? A beautiful wife and 6 wonderful children. No, I think what I'll do is I'll kill her by slowly poisoning her. Yeah, that's a good idea. Is your IQ like 50? Think it through, dude. Doctor, dentist. And so he's in the courtroom crying. Yeah, because you're going to prison for the rest of your life. It's really low EQ, very low EQ, which is caring about the other person. C, caring, curious, and compassionate about the other person. That's what that is. And he didn't have an ounce of it. Next one. Cold, calculated assassins. Lee Harvey Oswald. Oh, yeah, I think I'll get a gun and go up on the book building to the 6th floor. And as President Kennedy, the president of our country, much beloved by the wife that is sitting next to him, his 2 beautiful children, his family, and the whole country, many people in the world, I think I'll kill him. If you're thinking about killing somebody, give me a call, 214-394-4040. Let's talk about it. Please, let's think this through. No, don't kill him. And then Tyler Robinson, who thought it was okay to get a gun, climb up on a building, point his rifle at a much beloved speaker in front of all these young people, Charlie Kirk, and kill him. There should be whole classes taught on killers, these 6 killers, in psychology programs across the country and around the world. Oh, I'm sorry, I've only named 5. What's the 6th list? Let me see what it is. The 6th item on my list of killers. Mass killers. Well, we already went over that. No, heads of state, political, mass killers. Of course, you all know about Hitler and Stalin and Mussolini. But now we have Putin. Yay! President Putin, I'm going to go and kill a lot of people over in Ukraine and cause the deaths of about 250,000 young people and some older people that were in their nice, quiet office or their nice apartment, and then it just exploded with a bomb from President Putin. Good job. And about 750,000 others were wounded, or they just had their hearts broken when their only child, their grown son, who was a soldier, was killed. And that's true of Russian and Ukrainian soldiers. Terrible. The Sinwar brothers. If you don't know who they are, Yahya Sinwar and his brother Muhammad Sinwar thought it was a good idea. What can we do? We're kind of bored. Let's get a whole bunch of people together and let's give them high-powered rifles, put a mask on, and have them run across over into Israel and kill a bunch of people. Yeah, that'll make the world a happier, healthy place. We'll take a bunch of hostages, and then we'll hold them hostage until we get what we want. Okay, both the brothers are now dead. How did that work out for you? Not very well at all. And I don't know how many dozens or hundreds of your countrymen are now dead, okay? Not to mention a whole lot of Israelis. And now your people, the Palestinians, are suffering beyond suffering. And it's your fault. And what blows my mind is, why aren't they coming out of those buildings and saying, waving a white flag, we're so sorry, stop, we give, you won, okay, we get it, we give up, let's stop this, let's go onto the talking table now, and let's, so that our people will stop starving to death, okay? But I guess they don't care about their people. They don't care about Palestinians, or they would do that, because the Palestinians are starving and they're dying. The last person was that, yes, I'm sorry. Hey, Bibi, Netanyahu, you were justified in the beginning to attack back after that horrific attack by Hamas. But each week that went by that you kept attacking, even though the attack from them was over, your personality health, your IMACE scores went down and down. Now it's down at 0. Or if 1 equals 0, then it's down at 1. What's IMACE? Your integrity, 0. Your maturity, 0. Your adult ego state, there it is, right there. Adult ego state is down to 0. The C stands for character, none, to keep doing this. And the E stands in IMACE, I-M-A-C-E, stands for emotional intelligence. 0. Okay, all you people that are in the news and you want to hear somebody comment on this, because I don't hear too many other people commenting on the lack of mental health of these killers, call me. I'll talk about it, okay? 214-394-4040. Let's talk about it. One more thing before we go. I came up with this for shooters. This is what a lot of them went through. Trounsel. Here it is. Trauma, rejection, abuse, unkind, uncaring, unhealthy communication. Neglect, a lot of them had some kind of neglect or abandonment. Chaos, indulgence, spoiling them, and some tremendous loss in childhood. Now what happened is it goes across to what I call AR-ARERA. And I thought, AR-15, that kind of resonates. What does that stand for? It stands for angry and resentful about what's going on in my life. And it's heartbreaking because a lot of these young men want to have a girlfriend, kiss a pretty girl, and it's not happening. That's frustrating. I get it. I'm a man too. But as most men do, is they find girlfriends. So some reason that's not working out. And so come see a therapist to help you figure that out. Don't get angry and kill somebody. Let me go over this. What is ARERA? It is arrogant. That was super arrogant of the shooter the other day. The R stands for righteous indignation. R-I, righteous indignation. Well, if you're going to do this and talk about that in front of all these young people, Well, next one, the R stands for retribution. I'm going to teach you a lesson and get revenge. And the A stands for aggression. That's what he did. All these shooters, mass killers, are all driven to get aggressive and cause damage and even death. We've got to stop these, or at least greatly curtail all these deaths. And the way to do it is with a class in every high school where every young person is taught these things I'm going over right here, so their neurons become more and more dense, especially in the part of the brain that says, oh, you mean I need to behave well? I need to be a good person, a nice young man? Okay, I guess I won't kill somebody, right? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being interested. If you want me to come and talk to your group, I will do it. I don't charge much. 214-394-4040. Give me a call. Let's all work together. God bless America. Let's work together and stop these horrible shootings. Dr. Cedric Wood, bye for now.